So we are going to study the bacteria and fungi and their economic importance. In first part, I have explained you the economic importance of bacteria, both useful and harmful role. In useful role, I have explained the use of bacteria in industry and use of bacteria in medicine. Now I'm going to explain you today that useful role of bacteria in agriculture. You'll have this on page number 98 in your book. So open your book. That use of bacteria in agriculture we are going to discuss here. So in agriculture, bacteria are useful in nitrification and nitrogen fixation, and bacteria, they have their important role in denitrification also. So I will explain you here the nitrogen fixation here, nitrification, denitrification, role of bacteria and their importance. So with the help of these nitrogen cycle, we are going to study all these three processes. So first we are going to start the nitrification. This is nitrification. So what is nitrification? You know that the plants, they get nitrogen from soil for synthesizing protein, and they absorb it in the form of nitrates. So the process of conversion of ammonia into nitrates. So this ammonia is converted into nitrate and nitrite with the help of bacteria, and these bacteria are the nitrifying bacteria. So this process of conversion of ammonia into nitrite and nitrate, this is called as the nitrification, and the bacteria, they are termed as the nitrifying bacteria. So these nitrifying bacteria, those who are converting this ammonia into nitrate and nitrite, they are nitrosomonas. Nitrosomonas bacteria oxidize ammonia to nitrites. The nitrobacter bacteria then oxidize nitrites into the nitrate. So two types of bacteria are involved here. These bacteria, they are the nitrosomonas. So nitrifying bacteria are of two types. फर्स्ट टाइप इज नाइट्रोसोमोनास. जो नाइट्रोसोमोनास बैक्टीरिया होते हैं, ये अमोनिया को ऑक्सीडाइज करते हैं नाइट्रेट में, नाइट्राइट में. और नाइट्रोबैक्टर बैक्टीरिया, जो अदर दैट क्लास ऑफ बैक्टीरिया है, ये ऑक्सीडाइज कर देते हैं इन नाइट्राइट को, जो है नाइट्रेट्स मीन्स NO3. अंडरस्टूड? द फॉर्मूला ऑफ दैट नाइट्राइट हियर is being that NO2 here, and these nitrite are converted into the nitrate, that is NO3. So this is the nitrification, and in this way plants, they get the nitrogen. Okay, because you know the nitrogen is available in the atmosphere in abundant amount, but the plants, they cannot use it, so they are able to use it with the help of nitrifying bacteria. So this is the first process, nitrification. Then we are going to see the next, that is the nitrogen fixing bacteria. This is nitrogen fixation. So the process of conversion of free atmospheric nitrogen, as I said you, that in the atmosphere and nitrogen is available there in maximum amount, but this nitrogen cannot be utilized by the plants directly. They'll use it with the help of these bacteria. How? So these bacteria, they convert this atmospheric nitrogen into the nitrogen compounds. So this process of conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogen compounds is known as the nitrogen fixation. And the bacteria which are responsible to fix this nitrogen, they come under the category of nitrogen fixing bacteria. And these nitrogen fixing bacteria, they are free living, as well as they found in the roots of the plants also. So free living nitrogen fixing bacteria, for example, Azotobacter, Clostridium are there. So underline them in your book also. Free living nitrogen bacteria here, those who fix the nitrogen fixing bacteria, Azotobacter, Clostridium. And another category of the bacteria which fix the nitrogen, they are the symbiotic bacteria. Symbiotic bacteria means these bacteria, they live in the root nodules of the leguminous plant. So that group of plants which is known as leguminous plants, in the root nodules of leguminous plants, this symbiotic bacteria they survive. For example, rhizobium. और ये जो राइजोबियम बैक्टीरिया होते हैं लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट के रूट नोड्यूल्स में ग्रो करते हैं, ये फ्री एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन को नाइट्रेट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. सो नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन के लिए फ्री लिविंग बैक्टीरिया एज वेल एज सिम्बायोटिक बैक्टीरिया बोथ आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल. So underline their names. Azotobacter clostridium, they are the free living bacteria, and rhizobium is the symbiotic bacteria. So the second process is the nitrogen fixation. First we have studied nitrification. Then next we will come to the denitrification. So what is the role of the denitrification? Here this denitrification is the process of degradation of nitrate and nitrite salt. As I explained you कि nitrification में क्या होता है, अमोनिया ब्रेक डाउन होती है दोनों में, नाइट्राइट और नाइट्रेट में ब्रेक डाउन होती है, और ये होता है नाइट्रीफाइंग बैक्टीरिया की हेल्प से. दिस इज नाइट्रिफिकेशन. अब ये जो प्रोडक्ट्स बन रहे हैं नाइट्रिफिकेशन के बाद, नाइट्रेट और नाइट्राइट के जो सॉल्ट्स होते हैं दे आर कन्वर्टेड इनटू द nitrogen only, means they are converted into the nitrogen gas, and this is done with the help of denitrification bacteria. So elemental nitrogen में change हो जाते हैं, and this is done with the help of denitrification bacteria. And these bacteria they belong to the group that pseudomonas. The variety of that bacteria is the pseudomonas. So pseudomonas type of bacteria जो होते हैं वो दोनों को नाइट्राइट और नाइट्रेट को कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं एलिमेंटल नाइट्रोजन के अंदर. एंड एज दे रिलीज दिस नाइट्रोजन फ्रॉम इट्स कंपाउंड फॉर्म इनटू द एलिमेंट फॉर्म, so this process is known as the denitrification. D means it is the removal of the nitrogen from its compounds. So understood children, the three processes, how are they helpful in the agriculture? अब जो free nitrogen है atmosphere में, again it is fixed by the roots of the plant as well as the free living bacteria in the soil by the process of nitrogen fixation. Then after nitrogen fixation, this free nitrogen is converted into the nitrogen compound, and these are the ammonium and ammonia. These are the free that this is the नाइट्रोजन कंपाउंड, और ये नाइट्रोजन कंपाउंड फिर से नाइट्रिफिकेशन वाली प्रोसेस में एंटर हो जाएगा और नाइट्रीफाइंग बैक्टीरिया अमोनिया और अमोनियम, दिस इज अमोनिया एंड अमोनियम. अमोनियम इज एक्चुअली द वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट बाय द kettles also. So this waste product it is also converted into the nitrite and nitrate with the help of these bacteria. So in this manner cycle goes on. So understood children, three processes we have studied: nitrification, nitrogen fixation and denitrification. These all are the measures which add the nitrogen to the atmosphere again, and plants are also able to use this nitrogen. Okay, so this is the useful role of bacteria in the agriculture. Now we are going to start the next useful role of bacteria in industry. So in industry, how bacteria are useful for us? So as per the syllabus you need to study here that first the curing of the tea and the bacteria in the tanning of leather. So useful role of bacteria in industry is in the processing of the tea. So these bacteria they are added to tea and coffee, and certain bacteria they help in the curing of the tea. In curing of tea, bacteria eat away the unwanted compounds from the leaves of these tea leaves and producing the characteristic flavor, and specific variety of the bacteria are used for this purpose. So ये bacteria जो है ये add किए जाते हैं tea leaves में, so they add some that characteristic flavor to the tea. So some teas are subjected to aging and fermentation to make them more palatable. So उनके taste में बहुत जो है difference आता है, एक characteristic taste develop होता है tea के अंदर. So by the process of fermentation which is done with the help of bacteria. So this is the curing of tea. So here the bacteria, they eat away the unwanted compounds from the tea leaves and add a characteristic taste to them. Now bacteria and the tanning of leather. So bacteria, they play important role in the tanning of leather also. The raw leather is very brittle and contains many fatty compounds. जो raw leather होता है, जो skin होती है animals की, वो जो है काफी brittle hard होती है और इसके अंदर fatty compounds होते हैं. So this raw skin is to be tanned and it is immersed in water containing bacteria. तो इस raw skin को जो है वाटर जो होता है कंटेनर के अंदर, उस कंटेनर में पहले से ये बैक्टीरिया एडेड होते हैं और उसमें इन स्किन को डाल दिया जाता है. अब बैक्टीरिया इन द वाटर, दे ईट अवे ऑल द फैटी कंपाउंड्स फ्रॉम द स्किन एंड मेकिंग द स्किन सॉफ्ट. Specific humidity and temperature are also maintained for this purpose. So understood children? Here also the process of fermentation takes place with the help of bacteria itself, and they change the hard or brittle skin into the soft skin. So the hides and skin, after drying and salting and clearing, they are steeped in the fluid containing specific bacteria. And this process of fermentation goes on for the some time, and then they are transferred to the pits and they are further allowed to be fermented. This whole process is known as the tanning, and the bacteria employed in this process are obtained from cow dung and the excreta of dogs and poultry. So these bacteria, they are obtained from the cow dung and added into these water tanks, and then the skin of the animal is added to make it soft. So this is the role of bacteria in the tanning of leather. Now the useful role of bacteria we have studied. Now harmful effects of the bacteria. So bacteria are harmful also. They cause diseases in the humans, animals and plants. So let me see what are the harmful diseases caused by the bacteria in the humans. So diseases in humans, they are diphtheria, typhoid, tuberculosis, leprosy, cholera, tetanus, dysentery, gonorrhea, botulism. These are the diseases which are caused by the bacteria in the humans. One of the disease which is known as the botulism. Botulism is actually the food poisoning. What happens here? That some bacteria, they spoil the food. मीन्स वो बैक्टीरिया जो है फूड में डेवलप होकर के फूड को पूरी तरीके से खराब कर देते हैं, उसका टेस्ट भी चेंज कर देते हैं, एंड दे ऐड सम टॉक्सिन्स. दीज टॉक्सिन्स आर वेरी हार्मफुल फॉर अस. ओके, and suppose this spoiled food is consumed by any of the individual, it causes that various problem, diarrhea and vomiting, and this is the problem which is called as the food poisoning or known as the botulism. So some bacteria, they spoil the food like milk, meat, vegetables and release toxins into the spoiled food, and this causes food poisoning or botulism. That is why it is said that food must be kept covered after preparation and one must consume the fresh food. Now diseases in the animals. So in animals, the diseases caused, they are the anthrax and the tuberculosis. So here anthrax, it causes swelling in the body and reduces milk yield in the animals, and here tuberculosis in the animals, it also affects their lungs as in the humans, and the dry and husky cough is produced in the animals due to this tuberculosis. Now we will come to the next part, the diseases in the plants. So in plants also, the diseases caused by the bacteria are leaf spot disease in cotton, which is caused by Xanthomonas malvacearum. So leaf spot disease जो है वो cotton में होती है due to this Xanthomonas. Wilt of potato also caused by Xanthomonas solanacearum. So wilt of potato, this is also a disease caused by the variety of the Xanthomonas itself. Gall formation in the plants, this is caused by Agrobacterium tumefaciens. So this is the bacteria in which this gall formation takes place by which the gall formation takes place in the plants. So these are the diseases of the plants and the name of the bacteria. So this is the harmful effects of bacteria. So we have completed this harmful effect, and one more that harmful effect we are going to study is the bio weapons. So what are the bio weapons? See these bio weapons, they are actually the biological weapons. Biological weapons which are based on naturally occurring organism that causes disease. So student, just now I showed you the list of diseases which are caused by the bacteria. तो ये जो बायोलॉजिकल वेपन्स या बायो वेपन्स होते हैं, ये उन्हीं बैक्टीरिया से जो है बनाए जाते हैं, और टॉक्सिक मटेरियल जो वो प्रोड्यूस करते हैं उससे भी जो ये बायोलॉजिकल वेपन्स प्रिपेयर किए जाते हैं. सो व्हाट आर बायोलॉजिकल वेपन्स? दे कंसिस्ट ऑफ ईदर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म दैट कैन रिप्रोड्यूस सच एज बैक्टीरिया और वायरसेस, और टॉक्सिक मटेरियल्स प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स. सो क्या होता है बायोलॉजिकल वेपन्स के अंदर? कोई भी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म जो कि रिप्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल बैक्टीरिया, और ये बैक्टीरिया कौन से होंगे? डिसीज कॉजिंग बैक्टीरिया. वायरसेस, दे आर ऑल्सो डिसीज कॉजिंग वायरसेस. और टॉक्सिक मटेरियल्स, जो ये लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म टॉक्सिक मटेरियल प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, दैट ऑल्सो कैन बी यूज्ड एज द बायोलॉजिकल वेपन्स. सो दीज टॉक्सिन्स or physiologically active proteins or peptides, they are used as the biological weapons. So these are very harmful. They are actually used as the weapons. That is why we are calling them as the bio weapons. Or most common example is the bacteria Bacillus anthracis. You can see here, Bacillus anthracis is the bacterium which causes anthrax. Anthrax is a dreadful disease. It is a deadly disease, and anthrax bacteria produce shell-like spores that allow them to live in a dormant state in a soil. So ये जो anthrax bacteria होते हैं, इनमें spores produce होते हैं और उनके ऊपर covering होती है, तो shell-like spores produce करते हैं, और ये soil के अंदर dormant state में survive कर जाते हैं. Dormant means not being active. But when they are used as the weapons, ये स्पोर्स जो हैं वो लंग्स में एंटर करते हैं, एंड थ्रू द लंग्स देन एंटर इनटू द ब्लड स्ट्रीम एंड देन आर इम्यून सिस्टम. सो इन दिस वे they spoil, they damage our immune system. So spores being active, they reproduce in large number and produces toxin which is very harmful for the body. So this is the way by which this Bacillus anthracis are used as the bioweapons, and others are there like toxins from staphylococcal enterotoxin, and that botulinum toxin is also there, and other that viruses are also there, very lethal. This Venezuelan equine encephalitis, these are the viruses. So in your syllabus you have this name Bacillus anthracis. So for you this is enough to learn as per your book. After biological weapons, the harmful impact of all the bacteria is over. Now we are going to study about the fungi. Okay, so in fungi what we are going to study? The economic importance of fungi, a brief idea of useful role of fungi in the breweries, bakeries, cheese processing, and the mushroom cultivation. Here manufacturing process we are not going to study. So some part of this fungi I will explain you. After that we will come to the doubt session. So useful role of fungi, you know what are the fungi? You have studied this fungi in the previous that classes also, that fungi are the known green plant like multicellular organisms. You can underline these sentences in your book also, that fungi are known green means do not have the chlorophyll, plant like multicellular organisms belonging to the kingdom fungi. They do not have chlorophyll. They grow in dark and moist places, and the substratum containing dead organic matter. तो ये fungi में chlorophyll नहीं होता है. They get their food from the dead organic matter. And examples are mushrooms, molds, and yeast. And molds can be easily observed as they grow on food, bread, fruits, leather, and even on the barks of the tree. So this fungi you might have observed in this rainy season also, you will see when the things are kept open for the long time and without touching them, we are living, then you will see some growth of the white cotton like growth, you will see somewhere the brown color of that fungi will be there. So you will observe it in a easier way at your home also, if you are keeping. And growing the braid mold is very easy. Keeping the braid in the moist environment and keep it open for few days, 2 to 3 days, 4 days, you will see that white cottony mass develops on the surface of the braid. So that is a fungi. So understood, this is only the introductory part you have in the fungus. Remaining part is not in your syllabus, so no need to study it. So hope you all are seeing your book also. So this that remaining part, nutrition, respiration, reproduction, is not in your syllabus. We will come to the economic importance of fungi, and all these economic importance, first we will start from the industrial uses. So industrial uses we will see in the wine industries and in the cheese production, bread making industry. So first we will start the industrial uses here. Fungi are used in many important industries in the production of varied products. बहुत सारे products का जो है यहाँ पर जो है produce किए जाते हैं. First है alcoholic fermentation. So alcoholic fermentation, the common alcoholic beverages like wine and beer are fermentation product by the activity of different species of Saccharomyces. So यहाँ पर alcoholic जो beverages हैं वो prepare किए जाते हैं with the help of fungi. और they are the wine and beer. कैसे produce होते हैं? By the fermentation product by activity of the different species of Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces is the yeast. So yeast की बहुत सारी variety को add किया जाता है substrate में, and then these alcohols are prepared. So how are they prepared? I'll explain you further that wine is made from juice of grapes or other fruits by allowing yeast. So yeast को allow करके किस पर grow किया जाता है yeast को? Either the grapes or the fruits. And scientific name of the yeast is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. तो yeast की इस variety को जो है develop किया जाता है, grow किया जाता है on the juices of grapes or other fruits. So that fermentation process takes place, and due to that alcohol is produced. So it induces alcoholic fermentation, this Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and produces alcohol. If you remember in anaerobic respiration where I explained you fermentation in the fungus, so that produces this alcohol. So it contains 10 to 12% of alcohol. So this is the way by to produce the that alcoholic beverages. Now next we will come to the another that products here. These are the that bread making. So in bread making also the role of the yeast is very important. So bread consists of the mixture of flour, usually from cereals, especially wheat. So wheat flour को लिया जाता है, then added water, salt and sugar, and after this yeast is added. Now flour is mixed with the remaining ingredients and incubated at about 25 degrees Celsius. Means इसको normal room temperature पर yeast को wheat flour में add करके with water and salt and sugar is also added and allowed it to leave it at the room temperature. Okay, so yeast will start to grow because yeast is a fungus. Now the yeast ferments the sugar forming carbon dioxide and alcohol. You know कि fermentation के अंदर carbon dioxide produce होता है, alcohol produce होता है. So जो carbon dioxide produce होती है, this gas causes bubbles to form by elastic extension of gluten, a protein in the flour. Flour के अंदर जो protein होता है ना, उसको extend कर देती है ये gas, और जब release होती है तो उसमें pores create करती है. You know कि bread के अंदर काफी सारे pores होते हैं. Why are they formed? Due to the release of this carbon dioxide gas which is produced due to the fermentation. और जब बेकिंग करते हैं तो अल्कोहल इवेपोरेट हो जाता है, और ये जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड प्रोड्यूस होती है दैट इज मींस रिलीज फ्रॉम द फ्लोर. And the length of the leavening and the quantity of the gluten in the flour, the constituent of the grain and the temperature determine the texture and the flavor of the bread. So bread का texture और जो flavor है वो बहुत सारी चीज़ों पर डिपेंड करता है कि फ्लोर आप कौन सी वैरायटी का यूज़ करें, ग्रेन जो यूज़ करें उसके कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स क्या हैं, टेम्परेचर आप क्या रख रहे हैं. बट द मेन थिंग इज देयर दैट यीस्ट और द फंगस has an important role in the bread making, that is the bakery industry. So various products which are prepared by the adding this yeast. So these are